Deep within the labyrinthine corridors of Tokyo University, a revolution was brewing. A team of geneticists, led by the enigmatic Dr. Akio Asa, toiled night and day. Their mission, to push the boundaries of science, to challenge the very definition of life and death. This was no ordinary research project. This was the Lazarus Project, an audacious endeavor to resurrect the past. Dr. Asa, a man driven by an insatiable curiosity and a touch of scientific hubris, had dedicated his life to unlocking the secrets of the human genome. His team, a collection of brilliant and often eccentric minds, shared his passion. They believed they were on the verge of a discovery that would change the world forever. The object of their obsession, a fragment of ancient parchment discovered in the ruins of a forgotten synagogue in the Judean desert. Analysis revealed traces of human DNA, remarkably well preserved despite its age. It belonged to a prophet, a figure lost to history, his words echoing through millennia. The Lazarus Project was built on a foundation of cutting-edge genetic research and a healthy dose of speculation. Dr. Asa theorized that embedded within the DNA, alongside the building blocks of life, lay something more profound: memory. Not just cellular memory, but the very essence of consciousness, the memories, thoughts, and experiences that shaped a person's life. To test this theory, they needed a subject. Not just any subject, but a mind capable of containing the immense weight of an ancient consciousness. Their search led them to Kyoto, to a renowned philosopher named Kenzo Tanaka, a man known for his intellectual prowess and spiritual depth. Tanaka, intrigued by the sheer audacity of the project, agreed to participate. He saw it not as a violation of the natural order, but as a continuation of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge. The procedure was fraught with risk. Using a revolutionary gene editing technique, Dr. Asa and his team carefully transferred the prophet's DNA into Tanaka's genome. The world held its breath. Would it work? Would an ancient consciousness awaken within a modern mind, or would the experiment unleash something far more chaotic and unpredictable? News of the Lazarus Project, initially confined to the hushed whispers of the scientific community, soon leaked to the outside world. The media, always hungry for a sensational story, seized upon it with fervor. Headlines screamed of scientific miracles and ethical nightmares. The world, it seemed, was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Religious leaders, long the gatekeepers of spiritual matters, found themselves grappling with a reality they had relegated to the realm of myth and scripture. The resurrection of the dead, a cornerstone of many faiths, was suddenly no longer a matter of faith, but a tangible, terrifying possibility. The Vatican issued a statement expressing deep concern over the potential implications of the experiment. The Grand Mufti of Jerusalem warned of unforeseen consequences and called for a global dialogue on the ethics of such endeavors. Even the Dalai Lama, known for his message of peace and compassion, urged caution. Public opinion was equally divided. Some hailed Dr. Asa as a visionary, a modern-day Prometheus pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. Others condemned him as a reckless meddler, playing God with forces he could not possibly comprehend. The controversy surrounding the Lazarus Project exposed deep-seated divisions within society. Secularists clashed with religious fundamentalists, each side clinging fiercely to their own worldview. The internet became a battleground of ideas, a cacophony of voices arguing, debating, and condemning. Governments around the world grappled with the legal and ethical implications of the experiment. Should such research be allowed to continue? Who had the right to resurrect the dead? And what were the potential consequences of unleashing an ancient consciousness upon the modern world? In the midst of this global turmoil, Dr. Asa and his team remained secluded in their Tokyo laboratory, monitoring Kenzo Tanaka's every move. The philosopher, once a beacon of tranquility, was undergoing a profound transformation. He spoke in strange tongues, languages long dead. He wrote cryptic symbols on parchment, symbols that defied translation. The world watched and waited, holding its breath. The stage was set for a revelation, a confrontation between the past and the present, between faith and science. Section 5. The Vessel Awakens. Kenzo Tanaka emerged from his transformation a changed man. He was no longer the quiet, contemplative philosopher. He moved with a newfound purpose, his eyes burning with an ancient fire. The prophet's memories, once dormant within his DNA, were awakening. He spoke of a time long ago, of kings and queens, of prophets and priests. He spoke of a God who walked among men, a God of wrath and mercy. His words, though spoken in an ancient tongue, resonated with an undeniable power. Dr. Asa and his team, initially ecstatic with the success of the experiment, began to harbor doubts. They had unleashed something they didn't fully understand, a force that threatened to overwhelm them. The prophet's memories were not merely historical artifacts, they were alive, vibrant, and potentially dangerous. The world watched in awe and trepidation as Tanaka, the vessel for an ancient consciousness, prepared to share his message. What wisdom, what warnings, what revelations would he unleash upon a world teetering on the brink of chaos? The day arrived, a day that would forever be etched in the annals of human history. Billions around the world gathered around televisions, radios, and computer screens, their hearts pounding with a mixture of anticipation and dread. A hush fell over the globe as Kenzo Tanaka, his eyes blazing with an otherworldly light, stepped before the cameras. In a voice that seemed to boom from the very depths of time, he began to speak. His words, translated simultaneously into 100 different languages, were not what anyone expected. He spoke not of fire and brimstone, of sin and redemption. He spoke of love, of compassion, of the interconnectedness of all things. He spoke of a God who resided not in temples or scriptures, but in the very heart of humanity. The world listened, spellbound. For the first time in millennia, humanity was hearing the words of a prophet, unfiltered by time or interpretation. The prophet's message, though unexpected, resonated deeply with people around the world. His words, echoing across the chasm of time, offered a message of hope, of unity, of a shared humanity that transcended the artificial boundaries of religion and culture. Religious leaders, initially wary of the Lazarus Project, found themselves grappling with the implications of the prophet's words. Some embraced his message, seeing it as a divine confirmation of their own beliefs. Others condemned it as heresy, a dangerous deviation from established doctrine. The scientific community was equally divided. Some hailed the Lazarus Project as a triumph of human ingenuity, a testament to the power of science to unlock the secrets of the universe. Others argued that the experiment had gone too far, that they had tampered with forces they could not control. The world, it seemed, was at a crossroads. The prophet's message had shaken the very foundations of society, forcing humanity to confront its deepest beliefs and values. In the aftermath of the prophet's message, a wave of soul-searching swept the globe. People began to question long-held beliefs, to re-examine their priorities, to search for meaning in a world that seemed both familiar and profoundly changed. Religious institutions, long considered bastions of tradition, found themselves grappling with calls for reform. Some embraced the challenge, seeking to reconcile ancient teachings with the prophet's message of love and unity. Others resisted change, clinging even more tightly to dogma and ritual. The scientific community, too, underwent a period of introspection. The Lazarus Project, once hailed as a triumph of human ingenuity, now served as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of unchecked ambition. A new era of ethical debate had begun, one that would shape the future of scientific exploration. The world watched and waited, holding its breath as humanity took its first tentative steps into a new era, an era shaped by the echoes of the past and the promise of a future yet unwritten. The Lazarus Project, once a scientific endeavor, had become a global phenomenon, a catalyst for change on a scale never before witnessed. The resurrection of an ancient prophet had challenged the very fabric of human understanding, forcing humanity to confront the fundamental questions of life, death, and the nature of belief. The future remained uncertain. Would the prophet's message of love and unity prevail, or would the world succumb to the forces of division and discord? Only time would tell. One thing was certain: the world would never be the same. The Lazarus Project had opened a Pandora's box, unleashing possibilities that filled some with hope and others with dread. The journey had just begun. The resurrected prophet had served his purpose. He had delivered his message, a message that echoed through the corridors of time, a message that challenged humanity to rise above its baser instincts and embrace a future of peace, unity, and understanding. The rest was up to us.